There was a prickling along her neck that made Sarah look up from her study of the elevator floor. Someone was staring at her. It only took a moment to see who. The blonde from the bar last night. She blushed as she remembered the lascivious suggestion she'd mimed and saw the blonde had a slowly warming smile that became more sultry as the moments passed. They stared at each other across the crowded elevator, remaining at opposite ends as the other passengers gradually exited. Only when they were alone did Sarah realize she'd missed her floor. "Oh my gosh," she gasped, pressing her floor button as the elevator descended. Just in time. The doors opened and she got off, then looked over her shoulder. The blonde raised her eyebrows, and Sarah felt another blush surge over her cheeks, and she found herself smiling stupidly and feeling utterly gauche. The blonde stepped out of the elevator just as the doors closed and stood staring again, obviously enjoying Sarah's discomfiture. Sarah finally turned and began the long walk to her door. The blonde fell into step behind her. My God, Sarah thought, I'm being stalked. Her head swam a little, and she realized that it had been a long time since she had felt this way in the presence of another woman. She wouldn't let herself think that this was the beginning of something meaningful, that this was the moment, the first glance that meant romance and a life of forever afters. This was not anything like that. It was lust, pure and simple, and, well, why not enjoy it? She stopped at her door and looked over her shoulder. The blonde slowed her pace, but the bright gray eyes didn't falter in their persistent, increasingly intimate stare. Sarah opened the door and stepped back with an "after you" gesture. The blonde passed Sarah on a waft of Pierre Cardin. Sarah set her notebook and jacket on the chair next to the bed, while the blonde walked to the window and looked out at the twinkling lights of Louisville. "I think I should—" "Don't talk if you don't want to," the blonde said. "Your nonverbal communication is excellent." She turned from the window with a knowing quirk to her lips. Beautiful lips. They made Sarah think of sunset over Puget Sound, crimson and orange and hot and cool. She shook away the fanciful image. A flesh-and-bones woman was slowly crossing the room toward her.